welcome back to the channel. It is the 3rd of January and it is 2026. So I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and I hope you all enjoyed celebrating the new year. And I already have a book haul. So this book haul is going to include books that I got for Christmas. It's going to include some books that I've bought with some Christmas money and some books that I ordered before Christmas that have only just arrived. So, never mind that, let's get into the haul. So the first books I'm going to start with are the books I got for Christmas. And the first two books that I have to show you are books that my mum got me. So my mum got me this one, so Confessions of a 40-something up. And the follow-on book to this is this one. So this one is called When Life Feels Like a Up, Then All You Need Is One Good Thing. So these books are by an author called Alexander Potter. Now, I have not seen these books before and I have not heard of the author, but looking at the back, they do seem to be really good. So I definitely will be giving these books a try. So I'm just going to read out the back of the first book. So the first book in this, what seems to be series, says a novel for any woman who has wondered how the hell she got here and why life isn't quite how she imagined it was going to be, and who is desperately trying to figure it all out when everybody around her is making gluten-free brownies. Meet Nell. Her life is a mess. In a world of perfect Instagram lives, she feels like a fuck-up. Even worse, at 40-something fuck-up, she starts a secret podcast and forms an unlikely friendship with Cricket, an 80-something widow who things began to change because Nell is determined. This time, next year, things will be very different. But first, she has a confession. So to me, this sounds like it could be quite a fun book. So I'm excited to give this one a try. So that's the first two books that I got off my mum for Christmas, and I'm really excited to give these books a go. So the next pile of books that I've got to show you is a big pile of books, and these are also gifts that I got for Christmas. These are off my mother and father-in-law. So, funny story about this is that when my mother-in-law messaged and asked if there was anything I would like for Christmas, I told her I would really like a book. And she asked me which book it is that I was after. And I sent her a list of books. And I said to her, these are the current books that I would like. Any one book off this list will be fantastic. And come Christmas Day, she bought the entire list. I did not expect this at all. I asked for one book off the list and I got all 5 books that I'd sent to her. So I'm just going to run through these books with you. Now, they are all Emily Henry books because I read one of her books last year and loved it and decided I would quite like to have all of them. I specifically asked for them to be in hardback because the one that I have on my shelf is hardback, and I'm a bit of a stickler for liking everything to match. So if I've got a book in a series that's hardback, I like to have them all hardbacks. And my mother-in-law listened to that and made sure that they were all hardback. So these are all, like I say, they're all Emily Henry books. So the first one that I opened up was People We Meet on Vacation. Now you might notice the same as I have that this is a very different cover to the traditionally advertised cover. And it turns out I have got a special edition, which I'm really excited about. Not only have I got a special edition, yep, it's sprayed edges. So it's blue on the top, green on the bottom, and a beautiful beach scene on the sides. This really is gorgeous. And not only, I mean, even the inside of the cover looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at the artwork on there. Absolutely beautiful. It's really giving off like summer vibes. But not only is it a special edition book, it includes it includes in the front of it a letter to the reader from the author, which is in this case Emily Henry, and it is also signed by Emily Henry. So that in itself was really exciting. So that is the first book that I opened, and that is People We Meet on Vacation. The next book was Emily Henry's Book Lovers. Now this one is, it's not a special edition, it's just the normal cover, but I really did want this one. I've read the back of this one and I think this one sounds absolutely fantastic. So yeah, another book that I was really excited to receive. And then the next book is Emily Henry's A Great Big Beautiful Life. Now this is quite a chunky book, and as you can see, it's sprayed edges. It is just the one colour. It's just like a pinky purple colour all the way around. But it is really cute. I do really like this one. And again, it sounds really fun. So I'm just going to quickly read the back of this one, because this one in particular had piqued my interest. So the back of this book says, I can see it hidden beneath those sparkly irises of hers. The truth. What it was like to be born into a world of silver spoons and golden platters. How it felt to fall in love with a rock and roll royalty and for him to love her back wildly. And about other things. The scandal, the cult, the trial, the accident. And finally, 20 years ago, Margaret's disappearance. What happened? But also, why? And why now, after all this time, is she finally telling a story? So for some reason, this really intrigued me, and I really like the sound of this, so I actually cannot wait to start this book. And the next book that I got is Beach Reads. Now, this one, again, it's coloured edges, but only a little bit of it's like a mirage on the beach there, and then the bottom and the back are just like sand and sky colours. It's a really cute book. I do like the cover of this book. I think I have seen a different cover, so I don't know if this is supposed to be a different style or whether it's the English or the American. But yeah, this is another book that I absolutely cannot wait to read. And the back of this book is very intriguing because it's really short. All it says is, I always liked that thought. The way two people really did seem to grow into one, or at least two overlapping parts, trees with tangled roots. That's it. That's all it tells you. I am intrigued by this book. And the last book that I got from my mother and father-in-law is Emily Henry's Happy Place. This one I really wanted the most of the whole list, so I'm really excited to have a copy of this one. So that's what I got for Christmas, which is an amazing haul, and I have been spoiled rotten. I think everybody truly knows that I love my books, and they cannot go wrong with buying me a book for Christmas. So thank you, Mum, and thank you to my mother and father-in-law for indulging my passion for reading. So up next, on the 1st of January, we decided to have a little wander into town, purely expecting to find a ghost town. We just went out for a walk, and lo and behold, the works was open. And I had a little bit of money spare that I could use on some books, so I just thought it'd be rude not to. So I did buy some books in the works, and this is what I bought on the 1st of January. So they currently have an offer running in the works, which is any 3 books for £7.50. So I picked up 3 books. So some of you might think this is a little bit morbid and maybe not quite understand, but for those of you who don't know, I have always had a huge fascination with true crime. When I was a kid, I would read true crime magazines. In fact, I had a subscription service where I had one sent to me. I even had like a ring binder where you kept all the case files together. No idea what happened to that. So yeah, I've always had this weird fascination with it, and I noticed that they have started to bring out Inside the Mind series, which are these particular books here. And so I got 3 of these. So I picked Inside the Minds of Ivan Milat. So for those of you who don't know, this is an Australian true crime story. There is actually a film that was made based on this killer. I think the film was called Wolf Creek. Might be wrong, I'll double check, and if I can find it, I'll put a picture up here for you. But yeah, so basically this guy butchered and killed people who were backpacking the outback in Australia, and this is a book all about him and his history. On the back it just says, a chilling journey into the mind of Australia's most notorious killer. So that was that one. And then I also picked up John Wayne Gacy. Now this one I've known about for a long time. He is the clown killer. And on the back of this one it says, often said to be the inspiration for Stephen King's evil Pennywise, It, John Wayne Gacy was the original real-life killer clown. And yes, I have heard that before, that it is an inspiration to It. It is a book by Stephen King, and also a film that I watched at a very, very inappropriately young age, and it scared the hell out of me. So much so that I still actually have a profound fear of clowns to this very day. Yes, I'm not making that up. I am terrified of clowns. And the 3rd book that I then got from this series was Ted Bundy. Now, I'm sure you all know who Ted Bundy is. But on the back it just says, handsome, charming serial killer. So yeah, I'm actually really, really excited to sit down and read these. Like I say, I do have a fascination with true crime cases. There were loads more to pick from, so I can guarantee I'll be back to get some more of the books in this series. So while I was in the works, I also decided it was about time I picked up one of Jacqueline Wilson's new books. Now, for those of you who've been watching for long enough, you will know that Jacqueline Wilson was my first childhood author that I ever read, and I am on a mission to own all of the books from my childhood up until the previous day. And so I picked up the hardback copy of Picture Imperfect, which is one of the newest books that Jacqueline Wilson has come out with. So I am excited to add this one to my collection, and being it new means I've never read it before, and I will be sitting down to read it very soon. Now, I've got 2 more books to show you. And these 2 books I ordered for myself off a website called World of Books. I had given up trying to find these books in charity shops. They were just not popping up anywhere. So I took to the internet, and World of Books came up as a place that I could get hold of some old books. Now, when I found the 2 books that I was looking for, I did get quite excited, especially when I read the description and it said that they were both in very good condition. Perfect, that's exactly what I was looking for. And they did not arrive until after Christmas, so I can't complain too much because I believe the Christmas holidays probably did slow down the mail. So the 2 books that I got were Jacqueline Wilson books, and this is The Werepuppy, and then the follow-up to it, which is The Werepuppy on Holiday. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I have a little gripe with these books because it told me in the description that these were in very good condition. Now, as you can see, at first glance it looks okay, but then you look into the corners and it is all scragged up, which is fine. It is an old book, but then you go up the spine and it's got a rip missing out of the spine. And then as we go along, we can see that the corners are frayed. And in this corner here, it is folded and frayed. But to be fair, it is not in completely bad condition, considering that this is a very, very old series. I mean, it's called a series, but it's a duo. There's only 2 books in the series. But this is a very old series of Jacqueline Wilson's dating back to the 90s. So this book, I wasn't too bothered about. Yes, I'm being a bit picky with the grinds, but you've got to remember that this has been around since the 90s. So this one I let off. But book 2, boy oh boy, if this is what the website in World of Books calls a very good condition, I would dread to see a badly conditioned book. As you can see, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but here is a great big fold along the centre of the book. You can see a great big crease where the book has clearly been bent like that for quite some time. You can see the corners are hanging off, and it's got another great big bend slash rip in the top, and as you can see, it's got chew marks along the top. This is not in a very good condition, but I'm not complaining. I'm not sending it back because, again, I am taking into consideration how old these books truly are. So to actually be able to say that I've got them in my possession is good enough for me. Barring the quality, I will let it slip. So I've finally found the 2 books I thought I would never find, and these are the first books I ever read as a kid, was this book here, The Werepuppy. So there we have it, guys. That is my first book haul slash what I got for Christmas of 2026. I hope you enjoyed watching this and seeing which books I've already managed to pick up from Christmas and in the New Year sales. And just a quick reminder, guys, if you are enjoying the channel and enjoying the videos, please give the video a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel because that really, really helps us out. But that's all I've got for you today, guys. So I will see you in another video very soon. And remember, guys, keep on reading.